Hey everybody out there in YouTube, you know what time it is. It's time for the third part, the final, in the Tournament of Cereal. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back. You found your way back to the third part of the Tournament of Cereal, and I am being joined once again by Miss Junk. Miss Junk, how the hell are you today?
I'm great. I can't wait to see who wins. This is the final round. This is it. This is the final round.
This is where the magic happens, folks. This is where dreams
we find out.
are broken or dreams come true. Who's going to be going to the pay window?
The tournament, which has taken decades.
Decades.
And by the way, let's just go through it really quickly, if you don't mind. Some of the things I'm noticing, we're going through the next round. Looking at the last week, Frosted Flakes was the number 1 seed, Lucky Charms number 2 seed, Crispix number 3, Rice Krispies number 4. They all made it through. Now, Frosted Flakes, when they go through, they'll face the 16th seed, then either the 25th or 24th seed. So it's almost like they have a great path to the final four. They have a great path. Then the other side, little more difficult, but still, you never know. Like the number Rice Krispies, they'll have to face the a couple big. So you never know. It's gonna be great. Yeah, for sure.
So too.
What are your thoughts right now? You must be excited about this.
I'm really nervous. I've never picked my favorite cereal in this style before, so it'll be interesting to see if my prediction for the top 4 pans out. So far, it's looking good. But
do you think it'll affect how you purchase cereal going forward?
No, because I get what I want, right? I mean, there are so few things in life that I have control over, and my breakfast cereal.
Spoken like a privileged white man.
Yeah. No, look, I mean,
I get what I want.
Yeah, damn it. No, but I mean, it's just one of those things that I give myself, and I'll get whatever fucking cereal I want. So,
hell yeah. If we need to cut that, by the way, I'm totally.
No. Everything is good for me. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm the first one to make an ass of myself. So
no, I love it. I love it. I mean, that's everyone what you do. You're in the cereal aisle. Get what you want.
Yeah.
Get what you want.
Yeah.
And it may not. You may like. Granted, when you're shopping for cereal, it may be different than when first thing in the morning what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you're in there, you have a craving, you see something, and you haven't had for years.
Get it.
I suggest you pick it up. Maybe you get another one too. Maybe a 2 boxes of cereal.
Absolutely. If they got a sale, I mean, you'd be stupid not to, right? Come on. But I digress. I think that if anything, this helps you guys, the viewers out there, realize that cereal isn't just for breakfast. You can eat it morning, noon, and night. That
snack. You can have it as a snack.
You can
some cereals you can have as dessert instead of ice cream.
Absolutely. The sky's the limit. Some cereals you can heat. We haven't talked about oatmeal or any of the soft cereals or the
Farinas, if you will.
The Farinas, right.
Wheat.
Cream of wheat. I love those things. And if we were talking about, traditional milk in, bowl in cereal, pour instant cereal, then those would definitely be in the conversation too, but they're not. So unfortunate, because as much as I love a bowl of Rice Krispies, I love a bowl of cream of rice just as much.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, rice. I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
That's no. This is fun. Now we talked about this a little bit when we were talking about tricks a couple of weeks ago.
Sure.
But how much does it affect your decision as some cereals have evolved over the years? Like Lucky Charms, the marshmallows have changed a lot over the years. Tricks, the shapes have changed.
Yeah.
When you look at something that's not the same as it was, say, 20 years ago, how does that affect your decision? Do you think more about what it used to be? Do you more what it currently is, or do you take them both into consideration?
I think I take them both into consideration quite a bit, actually. Tricks is a good example. I'll give that one. Back in my day, I hate to sound like an old timer, but back in my day, Tricks didn't come in fruity shapes. We talked about this on week 1. It came in just little balls, the colored balls of corn.
Right.
And there was something nostalgic about that. The texture of tricks, as a result of putting them into those fun, fruity shapes, has changed a little bit.
100%.
But, the flavor, and look, I mean, we can talk all we want about the ingredients having changed, right? Going from
Right.
sugar to high fructose corn syrup and, palm oil and God knows what else. But
Right.
you're
Right.
not thinking about that when you're buying a
Red
box of
dye number
cereal.
9.
Red dye number 9, any of those chemicals, those tasty,
Right.
delicious chemicals, you're not really thinking about that. So I'd say it depends on the product. It depends on the product. I mean, some products have never changed, right? Cheerios, the packaging changes, but the product has never changed. Lucky
For sure.
Charms,
Sure.
as long as it's got oats and marshmallows, I don't care. You can put frog-shaped marshmallows, you can put unicorns and rainbows, I don't care. I'm going to eat it because it's marshmallows. Delicious.
Right. Right. As long as the flavor's there. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
The other thing,
right.
another thing I forgot to think about, which we didn't take into consideration with kicks and tricks, both of which lost, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you pour the milk on those cereals, because they're all like these encircled little spheres, little balls,
Mm-hmm.
they float to the top. So the
Yes.
first few spoonfuls, it's tougher to get milk and cereal in the right proportion. And I wonder if that affected how they did, because both of them lost.
No, no, because I have a spoon trick, right? The spoon
Oh,
trick is, first of all, I understand people want to pour their bowl all the way to the top, right? And most people do.
yes.
But I am on a fixed diet, so I only eat no more than 1 cup of cereal at a time, so I don't have that problem. But back in the day, I used to use what I call the spoon trick. I would fill my bowl up and then just until the milk rose, right? And you take the spoon at the bowl side down and you press it into the cereal in the center and then dip it back up, and you've got your perfect milk, your cereal bite, and you do it from the center of the bowl.
Okay.
Nice and
Okay.
easy. A lot of people
Okay.
make the mistake of trying to go around the edge of the bowl. It doesn't work
Right.
that way. You're going to
That's
spill it out
awesome.
100% of the time. Bowl
Right.
side down, in, dip it in, just slightly bend your spoon, and then it pops right back up. It's a slow, painful process, but
Right.
it's worth it in the end, I think.
Interesting.
And then if
Interesting.
you overfill your bowl to the point where you can't make that work, you're just a savage.
Yes, yes. Now, do you think when you're done, say, like, how much milk is appropriate to have left over when you finished all your cereals? Do you try and finish it all, like cereal and milk the whole way? Or do you,
No,
th
I always have
like,
a bit of leftover milk, no more than, say, a comfortable mouthful or a comfortable swallow.
okay, okay. So not too much. You don't
No,
want like a whole, like, bowl of soup at the bottom.
right,
You
right,
just
right. I
a
don't want to
little.
oversaturate things.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay, okay. That's interesting. I think some people like a little more milk, some people like a little
sure.
less. And I think, what do you think is appropriate, or is it just whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your kicks?
Whatever floats my kicks. And so there is a method to the madness, right? It depends on the cereal. If I'm going to pour a bowl of Life cereal, obviously that soaks up milk far faster than
True, very true.
your garden variety Fruit Loops or Apple Jacks. So if I pour just enough milk in there to see, because Life doesn't rise, right? Life stays at the bottom.
Right, right.
So just enough to see the milk
Yeah, my
start to
life hasn't
crest.
risen since the 80s.
Yeah.
It's been on the bottom level pretty much
Right.
consistently.
Yeah. But just enough to get the milk over the crest of the bottom portion of the cereal so you can see it, and then you give it a little bit of a stir and a mix, and you can eat it. And that way, you got that same crunch, and you got that same wow factor. You're not going to soak your Life cereal up into oblivion.
Right.
But when it comes to things like, Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops, where you're not going to absorb as much of that cereal, then yeah, you put a little more milk into it, so that way you do have a little bit more room to play with. But
Good.
yeah,
Excellent. Excellent. Now, first of all, these questions are, one, I want people to, I want to have a good conversation. Also, I want people to know that this isn't just a slap together thing where you're
right,
just like picking winners.
right.
This is, I don't want to call it a science, but it's close.
Well,
It's
yeah. AAD independent research and development teams have been working round the clock
Absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
make this happen. So,
Right, right. The buoyancy lab. We have the
right,
right, the osmosis lab.
right,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
absolutely.
So what do you say? Are you ready to get into it?
I am so ready, Miss Junk. I am so ready
All
to do
right.
this.
We
Okay,
are in the Sweet 16, heading to the Elite Eight, and we're heading back to the Northeast bracket where
okay,
we have the number one seed, the favorite Frosted Flakes, is
okay.
going up against the 16 seed Fruit Loops.
Ooh. Oh. I like Fruit Loops. I like Frosted Flakes. Oh gosh. It's like asking me which hand do I want to cut off.
For sure,
Um,
for sure.
I love Frosted Flakes so much. It's not even funny. I've got to go Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, yeah.
Fruit Loops are so good. I mean, nothing else. If they didn't go against each other, damn it. Nothing is close to when you open that box of Frosted Flakes and you get that whiff. That's,
You mean Fruit Loops? You mean Fruit
yeah.
Loops?
Oh, you know, it's the only cereal that does it. Oh, what a heartbreaker.
What a
What a
heartbreaker.
heartbreaker.
Very
Fruit
similar to
Loops.
Apple Jacks when you open it.
Yeah, yeah. Apple Jacks has another bouquet to it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. The aroma, for sure. But all right, the number one seed, not really surprised. I'm not gonna
No.
lie, not surprised.
No.
Sure,
Yeah.
Fruit Loops is a great cereal, but Frosted Flakes, there's a reason why they're the favorite. There's a
Yeah.
reason why they're the number one
That's
seed,
the number
and
one
they've shown
seed,
it
folks.
today. Next up, the next two are the two of the upsets from the first week one. We have
Okay.
the number 25 seed, Old School Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Okay.
This is the number 24 seed, Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh,
Clashing styles again.
another clash of styles here. Um, I said the first week actually, that Raisin Bran could be a dietary staple because it's just food, right?
Yes, yes,
Um, I'd be happy to eat Raisin Bran the rest of my life, but
absolutely.
I don't eat a lot of Raisin Bran. This is why my wife got that one wrong. That first week, the only one she got wrong in that prediction was because I had a bowl of Life cereal as opposed to a bowl of Raisin Bran on my top of my fridge, right? Um, that being the testament that I don't really eat a lot of Raisin Bran. When I do, it's delicious, but
Right,
I have
right.
to, no matter where it's seated, Cocoa Pebbles has to take the win here.
Really?
Yeah, Cocoa
Wow.
Pebbles for the win. Rice-based chocolate cereal.
I mean,
Mm-mm-mm.
that's a great it's a great cereal for sure. I thought Raisin
Yeah,
Bran might have just because their versatility,
yeah,
I just don't
yeah.
have like I feel like some of the sweeter cereals you might not be in a mood for. Whereas like some of
Right,
the standbys, if you want a bowl of cereal, they will fit anywhere.
right, right. I think it
So
really came down to was the chocolatey milk.
there we go. Okay. As we were talking about before, with the milk that's left over in the bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. All right, now we are down to the next bracket, which I
Okay,
believe is the Midwest bracket. We
okay.
have the number five seed, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, coming off their win against Cap'n Crunch last week. So Cinnamon Toast Crunch versus the number 12 seed, Rice Chex
Cinnamon Toast Crunch
versus Rice
versus
Chex.
Rice Chex.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I know. I know.
Oh boy.
We know how much you love Rice Chex. We were
I
talking about
do.
it
I
earlier.
love Rice Chex so much.
And again, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, is a great cereal.
I
Great
know
cereal. They
Cinnamon
knew what they
Toast
were
Crunch.
doing. They knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. There's a reason why it's consistently on the top of everybody's lists.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cinnamon sugar is classic. But Rice
Yeah,
Chex, the waffle patterns.
yeah. And people don't realize, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch is also rice based.
Yes.
So,
Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that myself.
yeah, and that's a fact that snuck out just here and now, and that is going to help Cinnamon Toast Crunch take the win here, kids.
Wow.
Rice
Cinnamon
Chex
Toast Crunch, the
finally
number
goes
five.
down.
I think a lot of people were rooting against Rice
I
Chex just
think,
because of that blueberry victory. I think they
right,
made them enemies, and I think people wanted Rice Chex to get their comeuppance, and they just got it from Cinnamon
right.
Toast Crunch.
Yeah, Rice Chex just bit the dust there, folks.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there
Rice
you
Chex is
go.
down. So I hope that
Cinnamon Toast
hopefully
Crunch has avenged the blueberry.
yes, I hope you feel a little bit better about your
Yes.
brackets now.
Yeah.
So again, next up we have the number 20 seed, Count Chocula, off of their upset from Corn Pops versus the 4 seed, Rice Krispies. That look on your face says it all.
Oh my God. Rice Krispies, which is like, we just talked about Raisin Bran, which is like food. Rice Krispies is food to
Right.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't eat any other cereal as much as Rice Krispies and never get tired of it. Do I like it more than Count Chocula? Considering that it's a cereal that I go out of my way to get out of season, out of the Halloween season. Do I can't do it. Rice Krispies has to win. Rice Krispies wins
Right.
over Count Chocula. It's sad, but true.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get some angry letters for that one.
I'm probably going to get some very angry letters for that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
There's a reason why it's number 4 seed, folks. You
Look, I
know,
mean, it's one of your go-tos. It's one of your
it
go-tos.
absolutely is. You
Now, is
know,
that one that you get the jumbo economy size
I
boxes?
do. I get
Yes.
the largest
Good.
available size of Rice Krispies because I go through it. You better
And you go
believe it.
through it without it getting stale. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
like
better believe it.
I mean that's they're the 4 seed for the reason. We say this
Yeah,
over and over again.
yeah.
So and then on that half of the bracket we have in the final 8 Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Rice Krispies.
Okay,
So I might have to mute my mic in a second.
sure.
Can you hear that?
No, no,
Okay.
you're good.
All right. And then we'll keep going. All right, heading back to the southeast and the south. Let's go back. The number 2 seed overall
Mm-hmm.
against the number 18 seed. We have Lucky Charms versus Fruity Pebbles.
Mm.
Tough one.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that's a tough spot for the Fruity Pebbles. It's going to be Lucky Charms here, guys. I didn't have to think about this one too hard, too fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lucky
Okay.
Charms is going to win this one, I think. Yeah.
Now, what do you think Fruity Pebbles would have had to do to beat Lucky Charms there?
Um, I think if Fruity Pebbles, see, part of my problem with Fruity Pebbles is when it gets when it gets to nut cutting time, they're a little on the sugary side. They're a little on the sweet
Okay.
side. And I like that, right? I like the fruity taste to it, but it can be overpowering sometimes. When it comes,
Okay.
I don't get the big box because I can't go through a whole thing. But
Almost a little perfumey.
yeah, yeah, very much so.
Okay. Okay.
But
Interesting. Interesting.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, but
I mean, in my bracket, it would have gone another way, but this isn't my bracket.
right. And
So,
I love Lucky Charms.
yeah, yeah,
Love it.
yeah. Lucky Charms is a classic. All right,
Yeah.
speaking of classic, next up we have the 7 seed Corn Flakes
Hmm.
against the number 10 seed Frosted Mini Wheats.
Oh, okay. Um, it's gonna be cornflakes based on just the amount that I eat, as opposed to mini wheats, which I don't. I should make it clear. We haven't talked about this piece yet, but I always get those little fun packs of cereals. You know what I'm talking about? The little individual
8
boxes that
yeah,
come.
yeah, for sure, for
So
sure.
this is where I get my Frosted Mini Wheats from and my Apple Jacks from. And so I don't always make it a point to buy a box of these things. What I'll do sometimes is get the individual packs, like the little Cheerios and the little
Okay.
Golden Grams. So having said that, I can't remember the last time I actually bought a whole box of Frosted Mini Wheats as opposed to cornflakes, which I can buy 2 at a shot. So
Gotcha.
cornflakes has to win it here. Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta be true to myself.
Yeah, for sure, 100%, 100%. If you don't buy boxes of frosted mini wheats, you know,
Yeah.
well, but although it's interesting, they did beat Cocoa Puffs. Do you ever buy Cocoa Puffs?
No, I get those in the individual packs too.
All right,
They
all
come
right.
with the Golden Grams and the Honey Nut Cheerios and the Cheerios.
Cornflakes, by the way, very similar to Rice Krispies. It's one of those old school cereals,
Yes.
been around for a long time, it's
Yes.
a workhorse.
Yes,
So,
it is.
yeah. All right. So, cornflakes and Lucky Charms will meet in the next round. That's going to be interesting for sure. Next up, the number 6 seed, Cap and Crunch Peanut Butter versus the 11 seed, Corn Chex.
Oh, this is not going to be difficult at all. Peanut
Real,
Butter
okay.
Crunch wins this one, hands down. Corn Chex
Yes.
goes bye-bye. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
Corn
yeah,
Chex.
yeah.
If that were Rice Chex, do you think it would have been a different story?
No, no, no,
No.
no, no,
Okay.
no. I think Peanut Butter Crunch, like I said before, is probably one of the most superior tasting cereals. And it's a niche product. I get it. It's not for everybody. But it's such a strong, unique flavor profile that I just enjoy it. I
Yeah,
always
that's
have.
my favorite crunch. My favorite for the Captain Crunch brand. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the number 14 seed Frankenberry versus the number 3 seed Crispix.
Oh, no.
I know this is so similar to the other one, the Rice
Oh,
Krispies
no.
versus Count Chocula. This is so similar. What are you thinking?
I am thinking that as much as I love Crispix, I have to pick Frankenberry here.
Wow.
This is an
Really?
upset. And
This is
and
a huge upset.
this is a huge, huge upset. And here's the reason why. I go out of my way to buy Frankenberry. I actually considered spending $40 for 4 boxes of Frankenberry on Amazon the other day. I didn't pull the trigger, but I might. That's how much I love Frankenberry.
Wow. Frankenberry takes it over the number
Yeah.
3 seed.
I can
That
get
is,
Crispix anytime. That's food to
yeah,
me,
yeah,
right? But
yeah.
this is where the unavailability plays a factor.
Yeah, it feels like something special when you
Yeah,
have to go out of your way for it.
right. Yeah,
If you see it on every, if you see it everywhere, you might not pick it up. But now that
yeah,
when it's special like that, for
yeah.
sure. Wow.
Golly. Tough break for the Crispix, folks.
Chris thinks that next year, they thought this was their year.
They thought it was.
They really were so excited for this year coming into the tournament. They thought they had a good shot, and I mean, they made it to the Sweet 16, but they
Yeah,
expected way more for
yeah,
sure, for sure.
yeah. They choked.
They choked. They choked it up a little bit. But we are down to our final 8. We have Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Rice Krispies, Lucky Charms, Corn Flakes, Cap'n Crunch, Peanut Butter, or Peanut Butter Cap'n Crunch, and Frankenberry. So those are your elite 8, folks.
Ooh, okay.
Great cereals there.
All
Great
right.
cereal.
All right.
So I just want to give everyone a chance to fill in their brackets before we get into it. Like really quickly. Let's
Right. Right. Take
yeah.
some time.
Yeah,
Grab
take some time.
grab a pen, fill them out, place
Right.
where you think you're going to go. Place your
Right.
bets in Las Vegas.
Get your bets in. The handicappers, they need a second too
Right,
to get
right.
the point spreads here. How do you feel about marketing when you see a cereal? I know it probably doesn't affect it this too much, but what do you think? Is there anything you notice with cereal marketing that could be better, could be worse, or what are some marketing campaigns that you really, really stand out to you going? Like you said, we were talking about Frankenberry being limited edition. I feel like that's a
Right.
marketing strategy that
It is. It is.
in this instance is paying off.
It does pay off, especially if you know where to get Frankenberry out of season. You're willing to pay Jeff Bezos through the nose to get it.
Right.
So availability does play a role in the marketing to some degree, I think. I think some of the other factors, at least for me, they've changed dramatically. I mean, since I was a kid, I would have been more swayed to eat a sugary cereal every day. Nowadays, I'm more swayed to eat what I would consider a healthier-ish cereal every day, aka Rice Krispies, Corn Flakes. Honey Bunches of Oats is like food, like you said before, previous week.
Yeah.
I eat those with regularity, and I don't want it to make it seem like I eat these sweet cereals. I do eat sweet cereals quite a bit too. I'm not going to lie, but for the most part, I'm eating, the individual boxes of Raisin Bran or the individual boxes of Cheerios or those things. So I'm not letting them go stale. Rice Krispies is the mega box, like I said, but I've always loved. And this goes back to my childhood too, and maybe this is why I love Rice Krispies so much. I love the Snap Crackle Pop cartoons. I love those little elves. I always loved those guys and the Keebler elves.
Now, didn't they add a fourth elf briefly for something? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I'm sorry. I should have done my research. I apologize to all the fans out there. You expect more from your announcement.
I think there's only ever been 3 Snap Crackle Pop unless they invited a fourth one.
I thought they tried to sandwich someone in for like a month or two. But,
was his name Knuckles? He was the muscle of the group.
Right. That's exactly.
He did. Those damn elves didn't pay their rent this time. We're going over there, Keebler.
He was the doorman.
That's right. That's right.
For security, for sure.
That's right.
So, all right. What do you think? We're ready. I think we're ready.
I think the bets are in. I think the brackets are ready. Let's kick this thing off. Let's do it.
All right. We have the number 1 seed versus the number 24 seed.
Okay.
Yes, one of the bigger Cinderella story for sure.
Big gap, yeah.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes versus Cocoa Pebbles.
Tough day at the office for a rice-based cereal.
Yes.
Even though it leaves a delicious chocolatey milk.
100%. One of the best.
One of the best, and I got to tip my hat to it, but I got to go with Frosted Flakes just because it combines 2 of the best things, Corn Flakes and sugar. Yeah. And I don't have to put the sugar on the cereal. It comes varnished already.
Yeah, which I think is much better because the sugar will fall off and end up at the bottom of the bowl. Yeah. Whereas this, it's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
The Frosted Flakes takes it over Cocoa Pebbles, but Cocoa Pebbles gets a huge round of applause.
They should.
So well.
They fought a hell of a...
They were the 24 seed. They made it all the way to the final 8. I mean, huge round of applause for
They
them.
did. They fought it hard.
Great cereal. In fact, I might go pick up a box of it today. A little tribute. Deal. So why not? All right, now we're down to the other bracket, the Midwest. We have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the 5 seed versus the 4 seed, Rice Krispies.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna have to pick number 4 seed, Rice Krispies. Has to take this one. I'm not surprised. The world shouldn't be surprised. I love me some Rice Krispies, especially after that last monologue we just did.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Rice Krispies takes it.
Rice Krispies takes it over Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
No surprises.
Old standby.
By most of the time.
Yeah.
In this case, it's no exception. Now we are going to the Southeast bracket. We have the number 2 seed, Lucky Charms. One of the favorites against the number 7 seed, Corn Flakes. This is interesting too, because we talk about marketing. Lucky Charms, everyone knows Lucky the Leprechaun. Most people don't even know that Corn Flakes has a mascot on their box. It's that rooster.
It's that damn rooster. They crowed. They had a series of commercials. I remember one time they had a series of commercials where this farmer had brought in his best bushel of corn to this rooster, and this rooster just like and squawked the corn out because he's like, no, that's not good enough for my cornflakes, buddy. Yeah, that's what I think of Kellogg's cornflakes.
Well, even on the box, it's like literally just like a very simple, metric rooster.
Yeah,
3 colors, no blending, just a.
Yeah, and I gotta stick with number 7. We're going with cornflakes here.
Over Lucky Charms?
No, wait.
This is the number 2 seed Lucky Charms.
Oh, this is number 2 Lucky Charms. Oh, I apologize. No. My bad. Again, I got my brain mixed up.
I may have distracted you, but the number 2 seed Lucky Charms versus the number 7 seed Cornflakes. Just want to make sure.
No. Cornflakes is going down to Lucky Charms. No, Cornflakes goes down. Cornflakes is going down to Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms wins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The refs had to step in for a second. There was an early whistle. They came and straightened it out. Lucky Charms. Yes. Relax, everybody. Cornflakes is gonna protest this for
they're gonna be upset about this for years, but they're just going to have to live with it because
yeah, Lucky Charms. Yeah, I
that's the
mean,
way the cookie
let's be
crumbles.
honest. Lucky Charms versus Corn Flakes. Lucky Charms is going to take that 9 times out of
Every
10.
day. Every day. Yeah.
All right, this is going to be an interesting one. Now we are down to the South bracket where the number 3 seed, the favorite in this bracket was Crispix, but they were eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the number 6 seed, peanut butter Captain Crunch peanut butter flavor or peanut butter Captain Crunch
Mm-hmm.
versus the number 14 seed Frankenberry. Yes.
I knew it was going to come down
Yes.
to something like this.
Yes.
Because
difficult.
these two cereals are fucking S tier. S tier fucking cereals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You come home with this on your shelf, either one of them, you're happy.
I gotta go. As much as I love peanut butter crunch, it's gotta go Frankenberry.
Whoa! Wow.
Yeah, no.
Take...
I'm sorry for taking a long time with that, but it was a tough battle.
Tell me what was going on in your head?
Oh my God! So, as much as I love peanut butter crunch, and I do buy boxes of peanut butter crunch, I have never gone out of my way to buy as much Frankenberry as I do. To this, like I said, I'm still considering pulling the trigger on that $40 for 4 boxes of Frankenberry on Amazon. And they do those little things like only 5 left in stock. Hurry, order now. And it's like, no, I have to. But no, I used discretion this time. I did not order. But god dang, man, peanut butter crunch, what a heartbreaker.
That was definitely a heartbreaker for sure. But
what
the
a
14th seed
heartbreaker.
Frankenberry. I mean, a lot of people who were upset with Blueberry not making it past the first round.
Yeah.
They have to feel a little vindicated right here.
They have to feel, yeah.
They have to, even if Frankenberry doesn't go any further in this,
right?
They have to be pretty happy now. Monster cereal fans should be pretty happy with these results.
They should be, yeah.
And we have a pretty crazy lineup here. The final 4. We have Frosted Flakes, Rice Krispies, Lucky Charms, and Frankenberry. The final 4, and I think we just need to get right into it.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
There are gonna be some tough choices coming up. So I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
We have the number 1 seed versus the number 4 seed. We have Frosted Flakes versus Rice Krispies.
Unfortunate, but necessary.
Yes.
Rice Krispies is going to lose this to Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
But
I thought you were going to say Rice Krispies is going to win this.
No. No, I would much rather have a bowl of Frosted Flakes than a bowl of Rice Krispies any day of the week. Just because I eat the most of something doesn't mean, and I never get sick of it, doesn't mean that that's what I necessarily always want to eat. And in this case, there's never a point where I don't want to eat Frosted Flakes. I mean, come on. They're Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
They're great.
There it is. There's the plug. There's a plug. Let's hope we get some of that advertising money now.
That's right.
So we should. So on the other side of the bracket, this crazy bracket. The number 2 seed Lucky Charms, no surprise there, versus the number 14 seed Frankenberry. So we have 2 cereals.
That is.
Cereal and marshmallows, incredibly similar.
That
also,
is.
Also they have their own style going on too.
That is tough.
It's very
that
similar.
That is tough.
Different enough to make it challenging.
Vastly.
If they were exact, like if they were very similar, like if there's a Lucky Charms and a Lucky Charms knockoff, you'd be like this. But here they're different. They're similar, but they're different.
Yes, very similar and very different. God, Lucky Charms, as I've stated before, has that wonderful varnish over its crunchy oat, and I appreciate that it's very much an oat-based cereal, whereas Frankenberry has a mixture of oat and corn, so it's sweetened oat and corn. And there is a varnish over top of the Frankenberry, the unsweetened bits, and I do like the fact that now Frankenberry has multicolored marshmallows as opposed to they just had pink ones before.
I didn't mind those.
I didn't mind those either.
They also didn't used to be. I'm pretty sure like it wasn't like a pink cereal with different colored marshmallows. It was like it's more similar to Lucky Charms.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gosh dang it. This is going to be huge.
Yeah,
But I'm
there's no
going
loser
with,
here. There's no loser here.
there's no loser here, but Frankenberry is going to win this one.
Frankenberry, the 14th seed.
Frankenberry, the 14 seed, goes up against Lucky Charms. I mean, when you consider the quality of milk after the fact, when you consider the quality of the marshmallows, I think the marshmallows are better for some reason in the General Mills as opposed to well, I suppose they're both General Mills, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both General Mills.
General Mills. What was I thinking? I don't know. The flavor of the strawberry marshmallows and the strawberry cereal and the strawberry milk, better product.
Yeah.
Better product.
Wow.
I can drink cereal. I can drink strawberry milk for breakfast. Come on, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like Strawberry Quick versus regular Quick. Where do you stand?
Yeah.
Strawberry Quick more?
Strawberry Quick more, yeah.
For sure, for sure. That's huge, huge. I mean, if you were this is and so now we have our finals set up. Before we get to that though, Frosted Flakes versus Frankenberry will be the finals, which the Monster cereal fans are going nuts right now. Just
Right,
so you know.
they're going crazy.
But what's interesting to me, I think, if you were to just ask 10 people on the street what their favorite marshmallow cereals in order were, I think the majority would say either Blueberry or Count Chocula were their favorite.
Probably, yeah, yeah. And I can see the reason behind it all. Really, I can. I mean, look, I don't hate Blueberry. I love Blueberry. I don't hate Count Chocula. I love Count Chocula. I don't even hate Fruit Brute. I love Fruit Brute. It's just not a destination cereal for me. It is once a year, right?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, I'm with you. I think Frankenberry's the best of the three.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is.
So, are you thinking too much about the finals right now?
I am. I'm getting in my own head about this. So
yeah, let's take a second. We have the finals here.
Right.
I mean, prime time. Frosted Flakes and Frankenberry. It's obviously like we all know who the favorite is, but also I mean you can't beat a hot streak. Where let's go over who some of the cereals. Let's see how they've gotten here. We'll go over the cereals that they've beaten to get here.
Okay.
Frosted Flakes beat Wheaties, which could have been a bracket buster. They beat Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
They beat Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh, they did.
And they beat Rice Krispies to get here. Those are some solid cereals.
Yeah.
Wheaties, Fruit Loops, Cocoa Pebbles, and Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
To get here. Meanwhile, Frankenberry, pretty much unassuming. They almost lost the first round to Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They almost lost. But then they went on to beat Crispix, Peanut Butter Cap'n Crunch, and Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
That was so they both have earned it, and again we talk about having no losers here, only one winner. That's where we stand.
It's an impressive list. It's an impressive list of cereal.
Impressive. And now, any cereal you think really would have made it to the finals that didn't make it, or to even the final four? Anything that you're thinking of, like when you look at say the final four of Frosted Flakes, Rice Krispies, Lucky Charms, Frankenberry. If you were to look at your whole list of cereals, is there any one going on that you thought they're almost definitely going to be in the finals that didn't make it?
I really thought that Rice Krispies would make it farther than it did. Unfortunately, it met its demise.
Yeah, I mean, Rice Krispies made it to the final four, though.
It did make it to the final. I thought it was going to be final two for sure, though. What else am I surprised over? I don't know. I don't know if I'm surprised or if I'm shocked by any of the decisions that have been made so far. I think I'm just so far in the zone about thinking about this winner. I can't think of anything else. My brain is.
Why don't you take a second, and I'm gonna do a little solo thinking while you
Okay.
You go in the isolation booth. Just think for yourself for a minute, because here we have really quickly. We are now in the finals. It is Frosted Flakes versus Frankenberry. AB is thinking about this right now, and just we talked about where they've gone. He's thinking very like you can see the look on AB's face right now. It just, I don't know that anyone's ever seen such pensive, such concentration, such focus, and we need that here because these are two great cereals and they're so different. Like Frosted Flakes, clearly one of his favorites. That was the number one seed. Frankenberry, the number 14 seed. No one even Frankenberry didn't even expect to be here. Let's be honest. Frankenberry is now just playing. Everything they do is gravy at this point. Everything they're doing is just strawberry milk at this point at the bottom of the bowl. You know. But and also just anyone who's watching, I just want to thank you all for watching this right now. I mean, I know AB's almost ready for a decision, and then we'll get back to it. But a lot of surprises here. Tell me in the comments what you think. Like, if you would add any one cereal you think would have been your champion, put it in the comments because interesting to see. Because I think a lot of them, like I'm looking now, I still can't believe that Cinnamon Life lost in the first round. Raisin Bran, they might be in my final four, but then they lost in the second round to Cocoa Pebbles, who also could have been in my final four. Who knows? If we shuffle the brackets, we could have a totally different result here. So yeah, but we're getting ready. We're getting ready, and I don't want to put any more pressure on AB than he's putting on himself right now, because clearly there's a lot of weight on his shoulders. This determines who's got to win. This is going to determine like just not just the next year for this cereal, but potentially the trajectory of their sales.
It's a game changer.
Forever.
It's a game changer.
I mean, this could, one of these cereals could become like the new, you know, this could be like the new bread, you know? Like
right.
People, you buy a loaf of bread. I mean, people might just say like, you don't buy a loaf of bread. They don't say you buy cereal. You need to buy a box of blank. You know, it could have that much of an effect. Their sales, it wouldn't surprise me if their sales went up 30% after.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
And so with that being said, I think I know.
Dude, okay. Before you reveal.
Okay.
Was there anything going on in your head specifically, like criteria-wise?
Definitely.
Like, were you thinking more just flavor? Were you thinking availability? Were you thinking all of these things?
Everything. I wanted flavor. I wanted crunch. I wanted soakability. I wanted the flavor of the milk afterwards, the milk after product, for those of you who thought that was funny the first time.
The technical term.
I want to make sure that I had as many of the criteria that I set out to measure from the very beginning as I did now. What it really came down to for me was what bowl could I have more-ish of? In other words, I could eat both of these cereals all day long, right? But in reality, you can't eat a cereal all day long.
Right.
So which cereal, then, this is what it came down to in my head, could I go back to for a second bowl immediately after the first one?
Interesting.
Right?
Interesting.
And because I don't usually do, like, that's not my thing. I mean, once I've had a bowl, I'm satisfied. I go away, I'm done. Have I ever done it in the past? Yeah, I've done it in the past to a few different cereals. But what it really came down to is reeatability. I don't know if that's even a word, but
reeatability.
Reeatability.
Yeah.
It's a new word that I just invented.
Oxford this year,
right?
Based on this podcast,
right? But no. And as much as I love Frosted Flakes, Frankenberry wins this match. That is right.
The world champ.
Frankenberry, you have won AB's Tournament of Cereal.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
It's amazing.
What a run. What a run.
What a run. I
Oh.
could probably eat 3 bowls of Frankenberry in a row. That's what I had to think of. Could I eat 2 Frosted Flakes? Yeah, but could I eat 3? No, I couldn't eat 3 Frosted Flakes, but I could eat 3 Frankenberry.
I apologize. I think the volume level on people just with my shriek of surprise. I apologize. I'm blown away. I'm blown away.
It's amazing. What an amazing outcome. What an amazing tournament. Oh my God.
That I'm shocked. Frankenberry, what a run. What
I'm
a
spent.
run. The 14 seed. The 14 seed.
Who would have known?
Right.
Middle of the pack, never
Almost
assuming.
losing in the first round.
Almost lost in the first round. Came back. Beat 31 other teams.
Wow.
To cinch this victory. Frankenberry is my favorite cereal, yeah.
And again, this just goes to show you that, like, again, some of those people who are talking about Rice checks over Blueberry, thinking like this game's rigged. It's like you can't have that excuse anymore.
No,
this isn't. You know that you might disagree with that, but look, Rice checks earned that victory, and this just shows how fair and balanced and just like how much thought went into this.
Absolutely.
Frankenberry's just like cutting down the bowl right now. It's just like amazing.
Absolutely. And by the way,
victory lap, they're circling the bowl.
That's right. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. 3 cheers. Yeah, by the way, do all the things that Miss Junk was telling you to do. If you disagree with my list, or if you have your own favorite that you want to talk about, let us know in the comments below. I'd love to know. Miss Junk would love to know. We collectively would love to know.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't done so,
that might even be a new episode. You know, finding out when all the comments come through, we might even have to talk about some of the comments. But
yeah,
you know, maybe not.
Maybe not. It depends. Depends on how eager you guys are to participate. Right,
so exactly.
So with that in mind, make sure to jump over to Miss Junk's Bits. She has a great, fantastic channel. She's going to be doing some more Warhammer for Christmas, I think. It's super nerdy and it's super awesome, and I love it. It's awesome. I love it so much. I've even thought about, maybe I should start painting little figurines. Maybe I can get into that. We get those little goggles and
that's right. There you go.
Tiny brushes.
A little flip
That's
down.
Right. I could do it.
Right, for sure.
I could totally do it. But no, hit the thumbs up, do the subscribe, do the like, share the video if you like what you see here, and yeah, for Miss Junk.
And really quickly, tell us what else you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us what else you want to see. If you have anything else you want, do you want me to be counted as an official count? Is that what they call it? We can have our own counting ceremony, our own count ceremony.
Absolutely.
Is that what they call it? I don't know.
You have to change your wardrobe though. More cravats and ascots.
I do have a collection of cravats and ascots, believe it or not. I really do. I have a smoking jacket, I have a top hat, I have the whole wardrobe.
Yeah, it's like you were made to be a count.
I was made to be a count.
Yes.
All right, folks. That's enough out of me for today. For Miss Junk, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. We will see you all next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.